Hello, everybody. So today is going to be a special episode. It's going to be a two-part episode because there has been a lot of shit that's gone down in the past 2 days. So here we go. And I will warn you now, the first part of this video is going to be an angry rant. So if you are not in the mood to hear something angry or hear me swear, zoom ahead like 7 minutes. Alright. So first thing, as you can tell by the title, is about the health check. At Waseda University, if you want to use their facilities, their gym facilities and their pool, any workout facilities, you can't just go and use them. It's the most retarded thing ever! And you have to get a health check. And when I mean a health check, I mean Jesus, Gemini, and a sea snail. It's like, you might as well just have been abducted by an alien spaceship and gotten an anal probe. Okay, they want everything. They want hearing, eyesight, blood pressure, x-rays. I had to get a chest x-ray. You know how awkward that is? You can't wear clothes on your chest to get a chest x-ray. Yeah, I figured that one out when I got there. And the most disgusting thing, they want a urine sample. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's disgusting. It's so disgusting. I don't care if it's a cultural thing. It's disgusting. And furthermore, may I just say, at 20 years old, what is going to be wrong with me? What? So, first there's that. And by the way, this wouldn't have been so bad if it didn't take that long. Super long. Seriously. The first health check of the day was at 10:30. It took me from start to finish, and I got there at 10:30. Took an hour and 20 minutes to get checked because there were so many frickin' women in line. And you know what? It was ridiculous. I don't understand this. Like, literally, for every one guy that passed through, there was probably like 10 or 15 women. If there's that few guys and that many women, 2 lines for women, please. Like, speed it up. I don't want to wait an hour and a half to do this stupid thing, which, by the way, in my opinion, is totally unnecessary. So that's that. And the worst thing is after you do this stupid health thing, you can't even use the gym facilities. Today was the first day of school. I couldn't use them. You have to wait 2 weeks for their results to come back. And even more so, they have a separate test for swimming. Like, I love swimming, and I go swimming all the time back home. You need to get an electrocardiogram to frickin' swim. What the fuck? I'm angry. Yeah. So I was angry about that. That was a pain in the neck. And so on happier news, today was the first day of school, and the first day of school was okay. It wasn't great. I'll get into that in a minute. So today, you know, I got all dressed and nice and pretty for my first day of school. I'm a big believer that, like, auspicious beginning, you know, but best foot forward, and part of that is dressing appropriately. Right, so today was kind of meh. It's for whatever reason, they started school on a Friday. Why? Like, what's the point? You know, no one starts anything on Friday except partying. But anyway, they started school on Friday, and I only had one class today. And the class itself is mixed. It's Japanese political history, and for those of you who are familiar with my terminology, the professor's a warlock professor. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this, I have a very specific term that goes for warlock professor, and most people have unfortunately had this experience where they've had this type of professor, and they go as this. They're generally old. They're like, 65, around there, and not a young 65, a craggly old 65. Like, they haven't combed their hair or trimmed their beard since Jimi Hendrix was popular, and they have, like, the weird stooped posture, and they're very kind of dry, and you're like, oh man. And the main thesis of this being is that their appearance, which is so unkempt usually, makes them either look like Dumbledore or a garden gnome, depending on how you want to classify this. So I just go with Warlock. I feel like it covers the general look, both characters pretty well. So This guy was a Warlock professor, and to his credit though, he got more interesting as he like talked on. Like the first like 10 minutes, I was like, oh no, oh no, WP alert. So that was okay, but I will say this though, this class seems super easy in that there are two big grades in this class. There's an exam and there's a research paper. However, if you want to do some sort of presentation that has to do with the class, you can do that presentation instead of the paper and the exam. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do a presentation. You want me to get in front of a class and blather about some of Japanese culture for 10 minutes? Piece of cake. So there was that. And that was the only class I had today. So it was fun in that I learned that fact, but, you know, it's like, ugh, it's on a Friday at 4. Ooh. So then there was that. Then, through one of my friends in the Oregon group, there was a koto club meeting today. Koto is a Japanese instrument that, how would I explain it? It's almost like if you took the harp and put it sideways and then make it sound Asian-y. Like, if you listen to Japanese or Chinese music, you would know what this sounds like. You've heard this sound before, and the koto is very long. It's probably like 6 feet long, and it's maybe like 7 or 8 strings that are incredibly long, stretched over a very long piece of wood, and you have like 3 little picky things on your fingers that you use to pluck the strings, and then the other hand like tightens or loosens the string depending on what tone you want. So I went to that club, and I have to say, not a very favorable first impression. The playing was cool and it was really nice, but to be honest, the club itself seems very exclusive and very Japanese, like a club that is not very interested in taking exchange students, especially if they have no koto experience. And I was like, cool to see, but don't think I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And so that was my experience. And then this was nice. On the way back home, I was walking, and there were 2 guys in front of me, and one of them I recognized. He was in my Professor Warlock class today, and I made the effort to be extroverted, and it was really nice. So I think I made, like, at least some friends in that class, and yeah, that was nice. And now I'm finally home, ready to shower, get in my jammies, and tomorrow I'm very excited because that's the Japanese language class, and that is what I am most anxious about and nervous about because I signed up for level 3. I don't know if I can do level 3, but we'll see. And that is what I have to report for the past couple of days.